The news that Arturo had died reached me last week. He was found along the road between Malacatos and Vilcabamba in southern Ecuador. I knew him and I didn't know him. He was a beggar. When I lived in Vilcabamba, I thought of him as the dean of the beggars. He was that in the Sacred Valley. He lived on the edge of Malacatos, but he did his begging in Vilcabamba because that's where the money was. To get there, he commuted on foot, walking 10 kilometers each way. That's 20 miles daily. On arrival, he ate a simple meal at the juice factory. Breakfast was a bowl of soup and a cup of coffee. It was given gratis on the steps in front of the restaurant. As he sipped soup, he squinted and surveyed the scene, the church and the park at the center of town. I imagine he developed a sixth sense over time, a sense telling him how the day's takings would go. The taxi stand next to the park gave clues. Were they busy? Often there'd be flocks of European tourists on the church steps. If there were, he'd grab his stick and run toward them. He threw his stick to the ground as he ran, lest it seem threatening to anyone. Arturo knew fresh visitors had coins and would start his day properly. What the visitors see running toward them, do they see an emancipated old man? Emancipated. They did their part with their dollars, imagining Arturo was starving. They might have thought that. He was thin and light, but he wasn't starving. He was healthier than you or I. Exercise, clean air, and water. Moderate diet of fresh, natural food. Thin as a rail, but all the healthier for it. He was so light, he seemed to float. He ran as might a little ballet dancer flitting across the stage. When several groups of potential almsgivers stood in the square, he flitted among them. Then I thought of a hummingbird, a blur moving between flowers. This was Arturo's show, a presentation with costume and choreography. His set, the plaza, a fountain and church were backdrop. There were other beggars in Vilcabamba. One whose name escapes me now was a bit pushy. He would poke at potential donors. There was a Quechua native woman and her 3 children. She only begged when she wasn't sewing intricately embroidered rectangles of cloth. These she sold from the sidewalk. The kids played nearby. I always had my sketching kit with me and would give the kids paper and pencils. Children love to draw. It seems universal. There were other artists, con artists, hustlers. They asked for money too, but only after a build-up, a story. These tricksters worked the square till they hooked a fish, often for thousands of dollars. Then they disappeared. But Arturo could be counted on. He took his profession seriously. As with many things cultural, beggars can be a litmus. As with many things cultural, beggars can be a litmus. So many tourists and retired expats felt guilty for being rich. Not rich where they came from, the USA or Canada or Europe, but rich by Ecuadorian standards. They always had a dollar coin ready for him on market day. He had supporters who gave him clothing, but it didn't take long before the dusty path he trod daily gave his togs the patina appropriate for a beggar. The same week, the Queen of England came down with COVID. Arturo left the main road and stepped onto a path to the afterlife. Nature doesn't respect any hierarchy, the beggar or the queen, fair as you or I do.